So what's the number one factor that you can focus on if you want to make optimal progress in the gym or anywhere else? It's going to be focus. How focused are you? How determined are you? How persistent are you? How much intent do you really possess to get your goal, to obtain your goal? How bad do you really want it? That's what's going to determine success from failure. That's what's going to determine whether you have just an overwhelming achievement or you just flounder, again and again for an endless period of time, like the majority, unfortunately. That's going to separate great success from mediocrity. That's what does it. That's the distinguishing factor. The distinguishing factor. The distinguishing factor, no matter what the busters want to call it, no matter what you little bastards think it is, the really, really determining factor is you, your determination, your will, and how much you really want it. Now, that doesn't mean you just go hog wild, get out there and get into the gym if that's your trip, if you want to make physical improvements, which you consider to be improvements in your physique. Doesn't mean you go into the gym and you just go like some tornado ripping through there full speed ahead, running over everything, destroying everything in your path. You're only going to get yourself hurt that way. You have to use your brain. You have to use your brain. But what I'm trying to say is literally I could go into that gym. I can go into that gym. It's so easy when you have access to a gym. It's so easy when you have access to a gym that I could go into a gym today, just the average modern times gym, and I could just randomly, I'm not going to say randomly, maybe that's going too far. I could just pick whatever body part I want to train that day or complex I want to train that day. I could just pick any list of machinery that's in that gym that focuses primarily on that area of the body. And I could just do 2 sets on each machine, just going back and forth. And the only real concern I would have to put in there is to the order in which I did these things. I would want to think, not recklessly. If my shoulders aren't completely warm yet and I'm trying to do upper body or chest, then I don't want to just jump right in and go crazy for 2 sets on something that's like a severe steep incline, or overhead type of press. I would want to get my shoulders warmer if that was the way I was going. I would start out with some kind of warm up with like just a seated, chest press machine or something. But literally, that's how good you have it today in these gyms with equipment wise, that you could go into the gym and you could just pick a handful of machines, or you could pick every piece of equipment in there that addresses the area of the body you're trying to train. And once you're warm, you could do 2 sets on every machine. And if you had the proper intent and you were serious and you were persistently going after your goal, you would achieve success. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. It's not overcomplicated. Now, yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't put your workout together with a little more thought, a little more planning, maybe even carry a little notebook around, which is something you'll never see me do. You'll never see me do that. I've never done that. I don't, people that do that, hey, more power to you, but I don't see how you could do that. It just kind of takes the instantaneous, the whole experience, it just kind of dilutes it in my opinion. I don't want to make it that confined, down to paper and stuff, paper and pen. I want it to be more visceral than that. Anyway, that's how easy it is. And the reason that I was motivated to make this video right now this morning before I go to work is because I just saw Brother Burl's new video, Balking with Burl Chest Day. Apparently he just posted this 4 hours ago. And that is the real shit. That is how you get it done. That is doing whatever it takes. That's really doing whatever it takes. That's not just talking about doing whatever it takes. That's doing it. You don't have equipment. You don't have a gym. You're still determined. You're still persistent. You still go after what you want to get it. And you're going to get it. But that same mentality, that same focus and attitude, the same attention to what you are doing while you're doing it, that you would do with your own body weight exercises that way, that you're going to see progress in your physique from that, which you will, the same attitude you would have to direct toward that to be a winner in that realm is what you would have to carry into the gym. But in the gym, it's so much easier, okay? If you don't think it's that much easier, then try and do what he's doing, or try and do what I've showed you to do before. Train with no weights. I mean, I've done it. I'm old now. I'm spoiled. I like the gym. I like all the, cornucopia of various pieces of equipment and stuff. But believe me, I explore the realm. I explore the room. It doesn't matter to me if somebody's using a piece of machinery or a piece of equipment or a weight or any other thing that I was planning to use. I don't care. I will do something else. And sometimes I've had the best workouts that way because I would just randomly go off and find another piece of equipment to substitute that I otherwise probably wouldn't have touched. And it just hits my body in a different way. So yeah, I know the little busters are going to say, oh, well, it's testosterone that does that. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know why? Because everybody's on tons of stuff out there. They're all over the place. Most people in these gyms. And, one of them son of a bitches can stand next to me. So it's as simple as that. And I'm an old man on the downward side of the hill. And literally now at pretty much TRT amounts. So it really is. And true, I have many advantages. I have all the additional nuclei I've developed over many years. And some of them from being in very anabolic state. So I do have all that going for me. I'll never lose that. But it's still, in my day when I trained naturally, which was for many, many, many years, I can assure you most people that are jacked today, they didn't train as many years as I trained naturally. And how I succeeded in that way, and I started as a very little skinny guy, like this big around, was because I was persistent, I was serious, I was sincere, and I was focused and concentrated. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Doesn't matter if you're a heavy person trying to lose body fat, if you're a little person trying just to gain weight, or if you're a person with some muscle that wants more muscle, or you just want more definition, or whatever it is you want to do. If you go after it with that mentality, if you go after it with that attitude, that you're going to get it, and your mind is there, and you're focused, and you're not just going through the motions. I always say to people, it's not what you do, it's how you do. It's how you do. When you see, I might be in there, you'll see me doing something, you'll say, how the hell does he get big from doing that? Because it's the how part. It's not the what I'm doing. It's not the particular exercise. It's not the particular amount of weight. It's the how part. It's the how part. How I'm focusing the resistance. How I'm contracting a muscle. How I'm squeezing. How I'm paying attention and I'm on board. How I'm directing the emphasis of that resistance. All those hows are the way that you do it. How. It's all how. No, not what. It's all how. So get out there and get it done. Get out there and get it done. And if you start to lose your focus and you become somebody that's more in the gym just to walk around like this, hey, I'm this and I'm that, but you're not getting the workouts that you really know that you need to get because you're too concerned with people seeing how much weight you're utilizing, and you're basically out there just putting on a show that nobody's paid to see anyway, right? If you get into that mindset, which is, prone to happen once in a while to people, if that happens to you, then maybe pull yourself out of that environment. Pull yourself out of that environment, work out at home for a couple of weeks with whatever you got. Don't go out and get anything additional. Just what do I have around here I can work out with? Maybe you have a bunch of weights, I have weights. Work out at home, or just go outside, work out. Push up some steps, feet elevated, hands elevated, whichever way, back and forth for incline or decline. Just start to do some of that. Body weight squats, just do some of that stuff. Do some of that stuff for 2 weeks, but do it hard. Do it hard with as much intensity as you can do with nobody looking so that you don't feel like, no self-consciousness about it. Self-conscious is the greatest hindrance to the proper execution of all physical techniques. You know who said that? Bonus points to you if you do. Anyway, that's it for today. Get out there and go and do it and go after it like you want to succeed. Don't be reckless and injure yourself, but be focused and concentrated and go and do it.